Oops, 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 oops. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Demuir here, purveyor of all things underground, and chilling here in my studio. And my producer tip this week is a perfect living and breathing example. I'm working on an EP album. I'm not sure if it's going to be an album because there's just going to be so many tracks potentially, and I might just pare it down to a few. But this EP is about, or it's going to be entitled Derrick Does Disco. And my tip is to put yourself into the feeling you're trying to exude, the experience, the story, the message, whatever it is. Make sure it's conveyed properly in your project, because my inspiration in particular for this is, Derrick sounds familiar to you. It's Derrick Carter, a world-renowned Chicago DJ, and it's about a night I had in Chicago. Shout out to Milty Evans and Whitebeard Records in Chicago. Milty was kind enough to take me to Smart Bar for one of these rare nights where Derrick plays disco, maybe like twice a year. So I was completely blown away by the vibe, pure disco all night long, and people coming for that feeling. And I just thought it would be a really great source of inspiration for this project. So my point here, again, just to get back to the tip, is to throw yourself back into the situation or experience you're trying to convey, because it will ultimately get received through your music and to the listener and to whoever's in the club, depending on what it's for. But I think you get my point. So my approach, this track is called Body Moving, third stanza, because I have a bunch of what I call acts, or you know, bodies of music that tell one story, which is my experience when Derrick Carter was playing disco all night. So Body Moving is, I remember the things that were going on in the club while the music was playing, like people swaying and really just getting into the threads and the roots of the music. So I had to make sure that this doesn't sound like jacking or whatever people would typically expect from me. I'm wanting to convey that feeling I had in the club. So I made sure, you know, certain things, like my drums, had a very specific disco feel. I'll just play this little break. So you know that shit is just real. You can feel, it's almost got like a Sal Soul thing. If y'all don't know what Sal Soul is, Google it, see what's up. And then I just made sure in my own programming, you know, the other things are on point. So even like down to the percussion, like the shaker, it's got a, probably can't hear it, but it's got a certain swing to it. You know, like, you're just grooving with that, right? And then the snare, because this drum break is playing the way it is, I made sure I layered the snare with something that's just as authentic. I didn't want it to be too obvious. And of course, made sure the drums are in key. I got my kick. Here's a typical Sal Soul technique right here. Whatever reason, that shit ain't playing. Oh, actually, it ain't playing. But that's my point with the drums. It's got that very specific disco feel to it, and I would love to play this whole thing, but I'm gonna hold out. You guys will get an idea. There's many more tracks attached to it, but I knew for disco music the drums are an important element. and I think it kicks off very well here. So outside of that, you know, I just made sure things were grooving just like the groove I felt that night when Derrick was doing disco. So check it out. It's Body Moving, third stanza. Peace, y'all. Hope you enjoyed that little bit. Stay in touch. Derrick Does Disco. Look out for it.